Yeah, I had a busy few days with my wife being in the hospital and trying to maintain a house with a demanding cat. So the cat's been upset that his mother's not been home and been telling me about it at every
Yeah,
opportunity he has. So uh, been trying to make him happy.
I've got one that likes to do that too as well. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia, and you've reached the winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Good evening, Mike. Don Sablehouse, beautiful northern Indiana.
Good evening, Don.
What's your temperature, Don? I have 84 here near Akron.
I don't know what it is right at the moment, but we were up in the 80s today.
Yeah, it was a
Actually,
nice
a little
day.
on the warm side for me.
Yeah, me too. I turned on the air conditioning in the car, and the house is pretty cool, but it's starting to get a little sticky. So I think I'll turn the fan on tonight because it got downright cold last night here. It must have been down in the 40s here in Ohio. So, but
I've had
it warmed up
window
nicely.
about the last 3 nights.
Mm.
Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia, and you've reached our winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
This is Corinne.
Well, good evening, Corinne. We're glad to have you in here again tonight.
Hi, Corinne.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Corinne. Reverend Dave here. How you doing?
Hi, Reverend Dave. How's your wife?
Well, she's some better. She's getting better slowly, but they hope to have the tube out of her tomorrow and be able to start eating liquid foods tomorrow sometime. So we're hopeful and hope to have her out by Sunday or Monday. So
Okay. I hope all goes well with you and your wife.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just sitting around passing time right this moment, waiting to see who else might come our way.
What temperature is it in Georgia, Mike? You must be in the 90s.
No, actually, I think we was only up in the 80s today, high 80s, but
Yeah.
I'm in Joliet, right outside Chicago. We was in the 90s today. Now we're waiting for some thunderstorms. They getting ready to hit us.
yeah,
I had friends back in the 70s. I lived in Joliet. Tara Starsovich. Do you know her or her family?
No, the name's not familiar with me. To me.
She was a dancer and in the choir,
You bring
and
your
we
plate up?
we took a tour of Europe. A bunch of us from Ohio and Michigan and different places abroad, and a lot of them
What
came
school
from.
did you go to?
I have no clue, but she lived in Joliet, and she was a nice girl, and we got on well, and we haven't really stayed in touch. She's living down in Orlando now with her
Oh,
husband
okay.
and kids, but her family still remains in Joliet. So, but I guess that's a
Yeah.
pretty good sized town anyway. So,
Yeah, it is. It is pretty big. So
so
so.
I don't know if I could live near Joliet with the state prison being there. So
yeah, they
it's
probably want to lock
doesn't
you up.
it
they
doesn't make
probably
it
would.
doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. I mean, we don't even pay it no attention. I ride past it all the time going to Chicago, and it don't make a difference. You know, just you learn don't pick up hitchhikers around that area.
Yeah,
And
I
but
remember seeing a sign on Interstate. Oh boy, what was this? Interstate 84 going through New York, and it goes right by the state prison up there, and it says, "Do not pick up hitchhikers."
right.
Surprise, surprise.
Good advice. Good advice. Good evening. This is Mike in Georgia. You've reached the winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
David Mincy from Melbourne, Florida.
Good evening, Dave.
Hey,
How was Florida tonight?
well, it's about 85 degrees, and the humidity's starting to build.
I'm surprised with that. Y'all don't usually have too bad a humidity problem, at least not like we do here in Georgia, because you got that cross breeze coming across the peninsula there from ocean to ocean there.
Yeah, and that's where the thunderstorms come from, when the two sea breezes get together.
Mike, I was
I'll
wondering
try
how
and
your
make
mother was
something
doing with all those Alabama tornadoes that were going on a week ago or so.
Well, she fared real well. She didn't have any real trouble there. They did have a few storms, few things going down. They actually came through here, and we had a few trees down here in the block that I live in. And had one corner of one house got destroyed, and another fellow's SUV in his driveway had a huge tree fall on it. It just literally destroyed that car. But other than that, we didn't have too much damage. And from talking to her, they didn't really have anything right there where she's at. So, of course, we got another series of them starting tomorrow. We're going 2 or 3 days full of thunderstorms and stuff like that. So we'll see. It's that time of year, you know. Hopefully we'll be able to escape one more time. Good Lord looks after us.
Always does.
I cut down all them big old pine trees out of my yard years ago, 13, 14 of them. But the houses next door to me on either side and in the back, they still got them great big old tall pine
Oh,
trees.
that's scary.
They didn't bother to cut theirs down, so
No.
if one of them failed, it would reach my house. So hopefully that's not going to happen. We did have one fall this winter over in the house next door to me, but it fell away from the houses. But the only damage it did was knock down a fence. But hopefully everything's gonna work out this year. We hope.
Did she ever give you the password to get into her Netflix? That
Well, let me go ahead and get started. We'll pick up anybody else that comes in as it happens there.
state troopers or
Just
Alaska.
wonder, does anybody
Yeah,
got
it's really
anything
good.
they want to talk about this evening? Any questions in mind? Any?
Well, Mike, I saw David Mincy's comment on the Skype chat page about whitelisting, and I wanted to give him a few clues on how to do that.
Well, I would appreciate if you would just go right ahead. I replied to him, but I'd appreciate if you'd go ahead and explain what you know about it, because you are one of our best and safe list experts there, so we'll let you have it.
Right. Well, David, whatever
Yeah.
email you gave to them
was
for
gonna
your
say
contact and for your
something to,
list accounts, you want to go into the back office and in each of your email offices, if you have Google. Do you have Google, Dave?
Yeah, both of them
Okay.
are Google accounts. Yeah.
Oh, okay. On the right-hand side, you'll see what looks like a sun or a star.
Obviously not
Like
bad.
You want to click on that,
He was wanting on the stairs.
and then you want to click on settings.
Okay, let me
Just step
tell you what happened. The reason I asked that question,
Dawson.
I'm gonna save you a whole lot of breath. I went through
Okay.
the eight steps to set it up as so that it wouldn't go to the spam folder. I went through those 8 steps. One email account it went through,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the one that was supposed to be, that was my contact email. But my list email, I never got an email back from them to whitelist it, so I was confused. I've got it listed twice. I went through the 8 steps twice. So that was my problem.
So they never contacted you to accept the terms of the thing.
Yeah, they did on one on my contact email. I didn't give them my Mincy Lawns, but that's what.
In that case, if I were you, if on your list solo, on your list account,
Right.
go into your spam filters and see if it's in there, because it might be in there, because it won't recognize the original email.
Okay.
That's what usually happens to me with Gmail. But if I don't see something that's supposed to be there, I check my spam filter and see if it's in there.
Well, how do you get this? How do you get to the spam filter?
It should be on your left-hand side. There should be a separate tab just for spam.
Okay.
It's much easier.
Well, I went to the. Let's see, where is those papers? I got them right here. It says
Who knew?
I've got 3 sheets here. It says to go in there, click on settings. Then you go down and you hit the next window. It says you click on you click on filters, and then you go to create a new filter, and then you put in your list, freesafelistmailer.com, which I did, and then I click never send to spam. And I did all that on both accounts, and it whitelisted my contact account, but not my list account.
Okay. Did you put to accept to at the bottom after you put do not send to spam? Did you put down to implement it?
No, I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
want
so.
to. Yeah, it'll say something like save changes or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that when I get off the call.
But you'll get a whole mess of emails on your list. You'll get like 200 or 300 a day from Free Safe List Mailer because they'll send you out that many a day.
Okay. Well, I sent them a support ticket, and I asked them for their help because I told them I didn't receive any email from them to whitelist the second one.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens with that. I haven't checked it today yet.
Something you might also want to do, instead of just putting freesafelistmailer.com, you might want to put the @ sign before that.
Okay.
At freesafelistmailer.com. That seems
Oh.
that seems to be
Okay.
contentious.
Okay.
Are you,
I'll do
you're,
it a third time. It's listed twice, so it went through. The filter was created twice, so I'll try it that way and see what happens.
Okay.
are you getting
Sounds good.
are you getting emails?
Good luck.
All right, thanks. Reverend Dave?
Yep.
David, are you getting emails into that account from your safe list?
No, I wasn't until, let me go and, I'm going to go check it now since I sent them a
Okay.
thing.
One thing, if you happen to in your spam folder,
No, it's empty.
I just emptied mine. But if you happen to find that Free Safe List mailer, an email from them in your spam folder, if you will, and I was trying to show you. I got the screen share up on that. I was trying to show you there, but my spam box is empty because I keep it empty most of the time. That way I can find things that come into it. But if you do that, there is up at the top there is one that says not spam or something like that, a tab. If you click on that, it will automatically create a filter and then put everything comes to that address over into your regular inbox from then on.
Okay, now in my other one, I've got an email from them here that says ticket received. Let me read that and see what that says.
Let me see who else is calling in while you're looking for that. This is Mike in Georgia, and you've reached the winning team training call. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
Hi, Mike. Hi, everybody. It's Sandy in North Carolina.
Good evening, Sandy. We're glad to have you in here tonight.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
Hello, hello, hello.
Did you find what you're looking for, Dave?
No, it's partial. Like the box was not big enough to fill in the
Yeah.
email, so I'm gonna get up on screen share here
If-
so I can figure out. I need to know where the spam filter is. I mean, yours might be empty, but I need to learn where it's at.
Well, I've got. Of course, you can move these things around over on the left-hand side. These folders is what they really are. But my folder stays where it shows up. The spam and the trash show up all the time. Right over here under the inbox, I've got 2 or 3 other folders there. You know, the drafts and spam and trash and stuff like that. And if I just click on spam, it opens up
You actually hit something on the right.
all the.
I don't have a spam word on there.
Okay, let me show you what you can do after that. You just scroll down through your folders. I don't know where it is on this one because I keep it all up there.
Mike,
Yeah,
at the
down
bottom
here
of this
the
page, it should say more.
more. That's what I was looking for. More. And if you click on more, it'll open up folders that are not normally seen, and you may find your spam folder in there or your.
Okay, I see it right there.
If
All right, I got it. Spam. I see it.
You can. Okay, if you
Spam
open up that spam folder, if there's any emails in there at all right now.
It's empty.
Oh, okay.
On
Well,
that one, now let me see on the other one.
Yeah.
No, it's empty. Both of them are empty. Hooray, no spam here is what it says.
no spam here. Okay. Yep, that's what it says. Okay. When you if you do find anything in that spam box, an email in that spam box from someone that you don't want their emails going to spam, up at the top, you have several tabs that come across. Unfortunately, it don't show on mine right now because I don't have any emails in there. But if you highlight one of the email that you don't want going to spam, if you do that, one of these tabs up here will say "not spam" or something like that. And if you click on that, from then on, it'll take that email and put it in your inbox, or any email from that address, from that email address, it'll put it in your inbox. So that's the easiest way to make sure you got someone whitelisted, is just if their email shows up in the spam, you just click up, highlight it and click up on the not spam, and it'll fix the problem that easy. You can go ahead,
The
Dave.
problem with that, Mike, is with Free Safeless Mailer that he's working with.
Yeah.
I happen to know that sometimes they'll put a whole bunch of letters and numbers before the @ sign. So if you put in the spam filter at freesafelessmailer.com,
Right.
it'll get all of them.
You are correct there. You just
Otherwise, you're going to be clicking on not spam forever.
yeah.
It might have a different number each time.
If they change their address that way, by the way Dave's talking about, then it will. And then in that case, you can come over here to go filters. If you're looking on the screen, you can see I got a lot of filters set up. But that's the easiest way, is when you create the filter, instead of putting the whole email address in there, just do what Dave said. Put the @ sign in the free safe list, whatever it is there that you're using there.
Okay, well, when they sent me an email in my contact email,
Yeah.
and I clicked on it to whitelist that one.
Right.
But when I created the folder, they didn't send me an email to click on to whitelist the second one.
No, that wasn't a whitelist. That was just to set up your account.
Yeah, that's what that was. You still should
The
have got
white
one.
the whitelist should be only for for after you start getting emails.
Right.
When they okay your account, you have to click on the link.
That's verify. You have to
both for
verify your
list
account.
and for your contact email.
You should get that email in both, like Dave said, both your list and your contact emails, and you'll have to verify each one of those emails. That lets them know that email is actually a real box, and you're not just giving them a phony address. So you should see an email coming to that box. If you don't, I'd send them an email using your list box, your list email. Because if you send it to it using your contact email, then they're probably just going to send it back to your contact email, and you'll never get to verify your list email that way.
Okay.
So I would use a list email to send them the ticket notice or whatever.
Mike, you also might let them know that sometimes if you try to go into your account with Free Safe List Mailer, it'll say not verified yet, resend emails, and they'll resend the emails to your list and to your contact.
Right. They'll send them to both that way. Yes.
Yeah, you can check to see if you've been verified by simply going to freesafelistmailer.com, trying to log in, and it'll say you're not verified yet, and it'll say please resend emails.
Okay.
And they'll resend it to you.
If you're using emails the way I talked about last week a little bit, and by the way, I posted a link over in the chat room. If you go to there, it'll take you to a article that I wrote about reverse marketing and using SafeList and things like that. If you I lost my train of thought. That's what happens when you get old, I guess. But
Especially with that, yeah.
no, I'll think about it in a minute. Let's carry on. Anyway,
Okay, Free Safe List Mailer has like 49,000 members, and you'll get a mess of emails and Skype addresses and phone numbers. And if you save those names and contact them, saying you saw their ad and you have some questions to ask them, please contact me at this. I'm looking forward to speaking to you. Many of them will reply back thinking you're interested in their business, but in reality you're saying, what are you doing to reach out to people?
yeah,
What kind of tools are you using?
You
And
want
then
to?
Mike, you can take it from there.
I just want to say that's a excellent advice that Dave's giving you there. That's the follow up you want to get when you scan those emails. And once again, you probably get 300, 400, 500 emails a day coming in there, and if you let it run for a day or two before you check it, then you're going to have thousands of emails. And the idea is you don't want to read all those emails. So you wind up doing absolutely nothing all day long except reading emails. What you want to do is just learn to scan them, and pretty soon you'll learn pretty much how people write their emails, and what you're looking for is their name, their email address, not the email address that the email came from, because that's just going to be the safe list. You don't want to send anything back to the safe list, but you're looking for their actual email address, their contact email. You're looking for the business or opportunity that they are promoting, and you're looking for a phone number and possibly even a Skype ID. With that information, you've got ways of contacting them, and generally what I do is I take their subject line and I put it in subject line of an email with capital RE : and then their subject line, which basically what that says is I'm replying to their email that they sent me. So when they see that, they're real likely to be interested, thinking they've got somebody on the hook, and they're going to read your email. They're actually going to open it and read it. And what you want to say in that first email is that you're replying back to an email that they sent you, and that you had some questions and information that you'd like to have, and just wondered if you could contact them. Ideally, contact them on the telephone, if they will. And I would, at that point, in that email you send it back to them, I would make sure that you include your phone number and a time that's convenient for them to contact you. If they don't want to use the telephone, and a lot of people don't, and a lot of people won't even include their phone number in their email, but if they don't, then you can make sure you give them your email address so that they can contact back and ask you what kind of information you want. What you want to do at that point is you want to tell them that you're just getting involved in marketing. You'd like to know how they will go about marketing, what they do, and what tools that they use, and what kind of cost is involved and stuff like that. Just basic information. Form. If y'all remember, a couple nights ago, a couple calls back, I mentioned the word form. Dave knows what form is, I'm sure, because he uses it a lot. But basically, what you want to know is you want to know about them, their family. That's if. You want to know about their occupation or their opportunity, what they're trying to promote. FOR is you want to know what you can find out about them personally. What they like to do for recreation and things like that. And M is money. What kind of money are they looking for? What kind of money are they making? If they'll give you that answer, most people won't give you that answer. But just any information you can find that you can use to build a relationship with them, and then let them know that you're interested in how they go about marketing. And what I almost always do at that point in time, I ask them if they don't have a system, a marketing system that they're using, I almost always invite them to take a look at the winning team and join the winning team. I mentioned to them it's free, and what it is just a way that that we're a team of marketers that want to help them learn marketing and help them market their business and build their business with it. And I'd send them to the winning team and mention to them there's a form on the bottom of the front page they can fill out and join the winning team for free. At that point, you want to carry on, and perhaps maybe the next communication, the next email or the next phone call or whatever, you want to find out exactly what tools they're using, and what kind of cost it's doing, what kind of results they're getting with the tools and stuff like that. And basically what you're doing there is you're looking for information and some facts and things that you can use to show them what you have that might help them build their business better and more economical. In fact, you can show them how they can build their business for 35 cents a day. And that's, and at that point, if they're willing to take a look at it, then you pretty much are probably going to have you a new member there. I'll tell you something else, and I'm not sure if it's in that article that I listed the URL for there or not over in the chat room, but generally what I like to try to do is I like to try to find about 10 people a day. I'm not going to sponsor 10 people a day. It's not going to happen, and I know it's not going to happen, but if I can find the information that I'm looking for from about 10 people a day, that gives me about 50 a week, or about 200 a month. And if you can just, out of those 200 a month, if you can find one or two that you actually build that relationship with, and you can show them, your Stifort business and everything, then you got a real good chance of sponsoring out of those 200, 1 to 2 people a month. If you sponsor 1 to 2 people a month, you're going to be rich. I don't like to tell people they're going to be rich because that's going to depend on you and your work ethic. But that's really the result that is likely to happen.
Well, there's nothing wrong with my work ethic.
I'm sure there's not. I don't question.
I did something interesting.
What was that?
Reverend
What was
Dave?
that?
Well, we have that trash button
Mm-hmm.
on the Gmail.
Yep.
I replaced it with a picture of my ex-wife.
Now, Dave, that wasn't nice.
I'm only joking. You can't do that.
Boy, I bet I want to tell a story, but I don't want to do that. Not on the call.
Well, if it's that questionable, let's don't.
No.
Maybe off the call sometime.
Yeah, I got a story to tell you, Reverend Dave, one day when I meet you.
I'll look forward to that day, David.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring up, or David? Did we get your questions answered there?
Yeah, I can get to the spam box now,
Well, that's a good start.
and I can. If somebody's in the spam box that I want in the inbox, I know how to send them there. Yeah, so it was worth. The whole call was worth learning that.
That's what we're here for.
Mike,
Yes, Dave.
with the rotator for the co-op,
Yes.
I haven't had any hits all week ever since I signed up.
Oh, yeah, you
can I
have.
change my URL?
Yes, you can. Just send me an email. But that's easy to do. But you have had hits.
I haven't had any notification.
You know what they do with your information, your ad, and your page after they get there. I don't know, but I do know
Yeah.
that they get in there.
Right. I don't mean I haven't had hits. I mean nobody's opted in.
Maybe you need to put it in a different ad there, or reword the one you
Well,
got, or whatever.
Well, I'm just using the winning team one that I have, so. I like what it says. I like the way it looks, but nobody seems to be responding to it.
Seemed like I remember looking at that too. I like that too, but that's,
You're the one that designed it.
Yeah, I remember. I am the one that did that and created the video there that you're using on it. But
It's a good video.
yeah, it is. I think
Surprised nobody's
everybody ought to
responding.
just be beating your door down, because of it.
I would think so, but I don't know. Maybe it's being seen too much, or people are getting bored with it. So maybe I ought to switch it up.
You might. I don't know. And you're real good at getting response, to your ads and stuff like that. The way you word your ads and stuff. But I was just thinking you might, if somebody, take what you was just advising David about with your follow-up email, and find, give them a reason to ask you for more information, or give them a reason to think that you're wanting information from them, and you can get them to respond to you. Because once they respond, then you can start the whole process, and it's a pretty easy process. But you got to get them to respond that first time. That's true.
And you can't be afraid to talk to people. You got to talk to the people. People are so bored with the high tech of people saying, "Oh, the website will do it all for you." That is a bunch of BS. We know we need to have the high touch as well. We need to be able to talk to people and let them know we're real human beings and that we're interested in their problems and that we want to help. And if people don't know that, they won't join with you no matter what you say on your recording.
That's the reason I try. You know, number one, autoresponders are great for keeping you in touch with people, but they won't do the job for you. They won't do the selling for you, and I know that's a bad word for a lot of people, but that's a word that's actually what you're doing. You're selling. You're selling you, and you're selling your opportunity. You're selling tools, but that's the reason I mentioned a while ago. The first thing, once you have got someone that does indicate or reply or something like that, or when you get their information that you've scanned off of their safe list email, you're going to send them an email back. But one of the first things is you want to let them know that you got the email from them and that you'd like to talk to them and perhaps get some more information. That's leave it at that. But if at all possible, you want to let them know that you'd like to talk to them on the telephone and give them your number and the best time to and day to contact you, and so that they'll call you. That's if they email back and say that they'd prefer you to call them, then fine, great. If they give you a number and everything, you call them. But the most important step you can do is talk to them on the telephone. That don't mean you can't do it on email. Go ahead.
I agree with you, Mike, and I've had a whole slew of people. I'm doing carrot bars, and I've had a whole slew of people from carrot bars saying nobody ever contacted me after I joined. Nobody ever followed up with me to see what my needs were. And we like your style, and we like the fact that you're doing things. And I tell them right away, I said, I don't believe in stealing people away from other people. But if your upline basically ditched you just as soon as you joined, then I have less of a problem with signing you up with me than I would otherwise. So, but I've had like 5 people just this week alone say, my upline ditched me, they haven't followed up with me, and I think that's reprehensible. I think people need to believe that we believe in them. And if you have so many thousands of people coming in every day, that's one thing. But most of us don't. Most of us get 2 or 3 or 4 a day at the most. And we need to follow up personally with each one, whether it be for carrot bars or whether it be for Stiford. We need that personal touch. We need to let people know that we really care for them and we care about them and we care about their success, and that we realize that if they're successful, we'll be successful. And I don't believe in leaving anybody behind. I'll work with the willing. So many will sit there and sit on their hands and say, well, you didn't do anything to help me. Well, I sent you all sorts of updates. I've sent you all sorts of follow-ups, and you didn't respond. It's not my fault. And if I do my honest effort, I hope they will do their honest effort as a result.
If at all possible, you want to get their contact information, get their Skype ID, get their telephone number. Anytime someone, especially people, new members that sign up with you, absolutely do not make them orphans. Do not make them orphans. That's the reason Winning Team has come into business, is so that we can help orphans that get out there and can't find a sponsor once they sign up. And I'll work with anybody in any business they want to help them. my number one passion is Stiforp, simply because Stiforp has the tools necessary for people to use to build a business. But as far as winning team is concerned, I will work with anybody on any program, any team. Now, I usually don't talk about other things on the call here, but other than Stiforp, but you know, sometimes even at that we do. But our number one goal through the winning team is to help people that need the help that get orphaned, and that's unfortunately one of the biggest problems with network marketing. Is I've explained it before. You know, someone signs up into an opportunity. They've read the websites and everything looks absolutely great. They may have even talked to a sponsor, and everything looks so great, and they're excited about it, and they'll sign up on it, and the next thing they don't know what to do. And if they're lucky, they get a hold of the sponsor and ask the sponsor what to do. Sponsor says, well, make a list of people you know and start calling them. Okay, it sounds like a good idea. Most people hate the telephone. They're scared to death of it and don't want to call anybody, but they'll get over that, and they'll pick the phone up, they'll call, and they'll sponsor someone. Okay, and then the next step is that person they sponsor wants to know what to do next. And that's when the great big old blank comes in, because even they've just signed up already and they don't know what to tell this new person that they've sponsored. And in most cases, the sponsor that sponsored them is in the same boat and has no idea what to tell them. So, you know, that's why a lot of organizations do calls every week. They do calls, and I know a lot of people don't like to come to calls. I thoroughly enjoy talking to everybody, making friends with everybody, but I know a lot of people don't like to come to calls. But that's the reason they do calls, is because they're trying to reach out and help the new people that are coming in, to try and give them enough training so that they know what to do with the people that they bring in. And it's just I don't know. It's one of the real faults with network marketing. Network marketing is the greatest opportunity on the face of the earth, if everybody will participate, if they will engage enough to learn how and what to say to the new member that they're talking about, to the prospect they're talking to the you know. And when the new member comes in and asks, well, what do I do? Well, I want you to do what I have done with you. If you will just, I mean, that's most of the training that new people get, is the training that they get by duplicating what their sponsor has taught them, what their sponsor has done with them, you know, the way their sponsor has handled them. That's all the training that most people know. That's all they get. That's all they know how to do. And if they can just go out and duplicate that, then everything's great. So if you make sure that everything you do with a new person is duplicatable, make sure that it's something that easily duplicatable. What is the easiest thing in the world to do? You invite someone to come join the winning team, where they got all the resources where they can get answers and to their questions. They can talk to people. You invite them to this call. You invite them to this call where they can come in and answer questions. You know, they can get questions answered, and make sure that once they come into the chat to the winning team, make sure they get put into the chat room. As a member of the chat room, you can sign them up yourself. If you got their Skype ID in your contact list, if not, just have them send me a request and I'll make sure it happens. But that's the most important thing, is we have a system here, but the system will only work if you tie the people into the system. And I'll tell you what, the most successful people we have on the team are the people that do just that. They tie new members into the system. They bring them in. And, I'm rattling on here, but that's the way it works, and that's the way it worked for you, and the way you will succeed if you just follow that simple system. Follow what we have done, and follow what the leaders here on this call, on this team, have done with you. You know, and we offer our advice. And remember, advice is worth exactly what you pay for it most of the time. But we offer our advice, and we offer our help. If you get someone on that has questions that you can't answer for them, then call. We'll set up a three-way call. We'll set up a three-way Skype conversation. Whatever is necessary to get done, we will help you. And in return, as you grow, as you become engaged, as you learn, we want you to be able to do the same thing with people that you bring in. When they bring in someone new, we want you to be able to help them. And by doing the same thing, doing a three-way call with them, or bring them into the chat room so that not only you but other people can interact with them. Alrighty, I'm rambling on. Did we get off subject or?
No, I got a question though.
Okay.
On this Skype, I've invited a lady to come next on Tuesday to the call, and she said she would do her best to be here. And I was wondering if I call in on Skype and I'm not using the headset, which I'm using now, she'll be able to listen in if I pull the plug on the headset, right? On the computer speakers. I've never tried to run it that way.
Well, I can run Skype through my computer speakers,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I've just never tried it, so I wanted to ask that dumb question.
if unless she has a reason why she can't, though, the easiest thing to do is just have her call in on the phone line.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll use Skype, and then I'll hand her my phone and my Bluetooth and let her get in there that way.
Well, you can do that. Is she going to be right there with you? Or?
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to be with me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's fine. You can just use your speakers, as long as you got your speakers in position in a situation where you don't create a bunch of feedback.
Yeah.
But that's the only problem with using speakers instead of a headphone is that you do tend to have a tendency sometimes to create feedback that way. But as long as you can have them situated such a way that you don't create feedback, you go ahead and let the speakers stay open, and she can hear what you're hearing and everything going on there. That's fine too. But by all means, invite her. If she's got questions, we really like to talk about the winning team and Steinforth on this call. But I'm been known to stray off from time to time. And
Yeah, well, she's brand new. She's brand new to marketing, so.
That's number one thing you want to do is you want to invite her to the winning team, to the website, and have her go ahead and fill out the form. Make sure she understands the winning team's free. It always has been, always will be, as long as I got anything to say about it. If this thing ever grows to the point that I don't have control and somebody else does, I can't control that. But right now, as long as I do, then it's going to be free. Because we're here to help the network marketers, especially the new network marketers and those that get orphaned, that don't really have an upline that they can go to.
Yeah, I invited her to the call Tuesday and the webinar.
That is another good piece of advice that I would give is, if at all possible, make sure that they get to that webinar. I know it's late here in the Eastern Time Zone, but if they can get to that webinar, that's a very good place to send new people. And one of the other piece of advice I got, the way you can handle new people in this situation, is in your Steinforth back office. See if I can get there. You got Yeah, there we go. You got a thing. If you're looking at the screen share there, you can see it's place a friend. Number one thing you want to do is, as soon as you've established a good relationship, a good contact with them, is put them in place of friend, and then explain to them that you have reserved them a free place in line of the power line, and what that does is that enables them to go to Stiffork.com and log in with their email address, and make sure it's the same email address you put in place of friend, but tell them they can log in there and they can get a look at Stiffork from the inside out. They can
Right.
they can go through all the information there and learn how Stiffork works. There's some videos in there they can learn and look. There's also videos and things like that, of course, in the winning team. They can go and look at those too as well. So in training, they can get an idea that we're not going to leave them stranded. We're here to help and support them and help them get started and succeed. As long as it takes to get there, that's what we're going to do.
Well, sure, I'm glad that I got the winning team to send them to, because I wouldn't want to get left behind, and I've learned if I'm sponsoring somebody, I got to help them the best I can,
And that's the best way you can help them right now is to use the team and use the combined knowledge of the team. I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I don't
Sure
know
you
if
are.
anybody is, but our combined knowledge, we are the smartest. We are the best. I don't mind telling you that right up front. We are the best because we have the combined knowledge, experience of the whole team, and that's a lot of years of experience.
Yeah.
Mike, I apologize, but I have to go. My son's getting ready to go to bed.
All righty. We'll talk to you Tuesday night then. Look forward to it.
Take care, my friends. God bless.
God bless you too.
Good night, Reverend Dave.
All righty. I've been rambling on a lot here tonight. Does anybody else got anything they want to talk about?
I have a question. Can I get the pastor to connect with me on Skype? This is Corinne.
Yeah, you can.
Did he just get off?
He just got off.
Okay.
I tell you what. I don't know if I have it or not. I think I do. Well, I'm pretty sure you do. I do. But anyway, send me to my Skype box. Send me your Skype ID, and I will get a message to him for sure to have him, contact
Okay.
you. If my Skype ID is MLYLES247.
Okay.
And like I said, if you just send me I'm pretty sure I got you in my contact list anyway. But if you'll send me,
Yeah.
send me just a short note there, and tell me be sure you tell me your Skype ID and everything, and I will contact him
Okay.
and make sure that he try and makes an effort to contact you.
Okay.
I do talk to him most every day, so. Which another piece of advice I've got is two things. One, try to contact your sponsor every day, or set up some kind of schedule a regular schedule that you're talking. You try to talk to them every day. If you don't do nothing but just say hi, how's the weather and how's things going, and how's the wife and kids or whatever, contact and talk to your sponsor every day. Stay in communication with your sponsor, and do the same thing with those that you bring into the team. Do exactly the same thing. Make yourself available. Make it so that you can set up some kind of schedule or something so that they can contact you and talk to you every day. if you sponsor two people, then you're only talking about 3 calls a day, and they can be short, and you can do it over Skype. You can do it with Skype chat, and you don't even have to talk to them on the phone if you're like I was 40 years ago when I come into business, scared to death of the telephone. You can, but somehow, some other, try to contact your sponsor every day. And like I said, if you got questions, stuff like that, ask. If they can't answer them, then they know how to go and look them up, look the answers up. They know how to contact people that can give the answers. So, same thing for the people that you bring in. If you don't have the answers, you know where to go to get the answers. You know where to send them, and you know where to get the answers yourself. So, at least I hope you do. If you don't, I sure have failed. Does anybody else have anything? All right. We'll go around. I forgot who all signed in here. I guess I could go look it up there. But anyway, we got Sandy in here. Sandy, we've done a lot of talking. You've been quiet there. You got anything you want to add to us tonight? Or is Doug there? Has he got anything he wants to add? We'll say good evening to Doug. I didn't mean to leave him out when you called in there. I know he's usually there. Don, have you got anything you wanna bring out tonight?
Oh, no, can't think of anything. I've enjoyed the call, though.
Yeah, it was a good call.
Well, all the calls here lately have been real good. They're getting better and better because we're having more and more participation, and people bringing new people in, and it's great. It's because that's the way the team will grow, and that's the way the team will work, and that's the way everybody will succeed. I got a question, Don. Robert Frank, I think you referred him to the winning team.
Yeah, I've never heard anything back from him.
I haven't either, but I do notice on the IBO Exchange, I've noticed several of his ads, and he's using Stifort, some of the Stifort capture pages, which is absolutely great. But I noticed what he's doing is they're in Spanish. I just wondered, was he Hispanic or?
No, he didn't seem to be.
Well,
But I've seen that too.
Yeah, well, that's true too. And I've never heard him. I've only contacted him via Skype and email. But
Yeah, I've reached out a couple of times, but he hasn't made any contact.
well, I don't want to walk around you, but with your permission, I think I'll make another effort tomorrow or something like that to see if I can make another contact with him.
Oh, go right ahead.
Okay. That's one thing I'm really, really, really picky about is line of sponsorship, and when someone refers, I don't like to walk in unless I'm invited, but I would like to see if we can contact him and get him involved and engaged in the group.
I did have one email exchange with him. He sounded like a go-getter. He wanted to really get up to 5-star and
Well,
Stifort.
that's kind of what he indicated to me too, and he's obviously putting forth an effort. He's obviously trying to work at it. I noticed, otherwise he wouldn't have been on IBO Exchange with the Stifort land hunt capture pages and things. But
Yeah,
so,
I didn't get any indication that he was Hispanic. I just assumed that was the market he was going to try and go after.
well, that's absolutely great. That's a huge market. It's a huge market, and we do have some Hispanic people on the team here and involved with the winning team and involved in Stifort. if any way at all, I'd like to get him engaged and help him get off on a good start there.
Yeah, no complaints here. You want to talk to him, go right ahead.
Alrighty. Well, I appreciate that, and I will make an effort and see. I may try to. I think I got his phone number too. I think I may try to give him a phone call, see how that works. I like the phone better than anything else. So, Corrine, have you got anything else you want to add to the call tonight?
No, like I said, I took a couple notes. I appreciate, what I heard today. I'm learning, a little bit. I was, today was a little unusual day for me. It was kind of, but I keep telling myself I'm not going to let it get me down because I had went to the doctor for one thing and I ended up in the emergency room. And I left the emergency room. I said, look, I got to go home. They had me there all day because I've been having some dizzy spells, and I went to the doctor for a female thing and gynecologist, and when I was getting up off the table, I got real dizzy. And so he asked me about it, and he kept questioning me about different things, and so he wanted to do some more tests and this test, and I didn't question. Yeah, because I just got my medical insurance. I've had medical insurance for years, so I didn't mind it. Like I said, because that day we were on the phone on Tuesday, and I said, "Woo," and you said,
Yeah, I remember that.
I was explaining to him that I was reaching down to get something, and when I stood up, I got dizzy. So they did a EKG. He thought to make sure it wasn't my heart, and then they did my brain. They put me on this machine and stuff. So, so I'm sitting here waiting for the results, and I'm looking at my clock, and and my dog's been here all day by himself, and he ain't been out, and I'm like, I got things to do, so
Yeah.
I just asked them. They said, well, we got to do your urine, and we'll get back to you. And I said, you know what? I looked at my clock. I said, it's 6 o'clock. I got to go home. So then I've been there since 11 o'clock at the hospital. So I just said, I'm going home. So I said, if there's anything important or if there's anything they find, I'm sure they'll call me and let me know to come back right away. So I haven't heard anything. So I assume I'm all right, But, and then it's just, then I got something in the mail that didn't sit too well with me today, too. So I'm just trying to look at it and say, I just, maybe God's trying to direct me in another avenue or something, so I'm just trying to stay positive about it, not let these things get to me or get me down and just try to move forward, in my goals and in my desires. And I keep, the word action keeps coming up in my mind, action, you got to take some action,
That's
what I'm saying to myself. I got to take action, but I'm trying to, they always say, start where you are. Okay, fine. But, if you ain't got no money to start with it or do anything, then, I'm like, I be questioning myself, well, where do I go? What do I do? When, so it's like Mother's Day is on Sunday and, I got a card, but I wanted to put some money in my mother's card, and it's just like,
Yep, I do know. I do understand.
So it's but I'm just going with the flow. I'm not going to give up or anything like that. And I've been, I'm not going to give up. So.
I know it seems slow. It seems like a long uphill climb sometimes, but I'll tell you what, you're doing what's necessary that will get you to the top. It will get you to the top. And that's, you're staying engaged, you're staying involved, you're taking action. That action is a big word, and that's one word that so many people get involved and then don't do that one thing. They don't take action. And by staying engaged and taking action and staying involved, learning all you can, you will make it to the top. I can't promise you when, but you know, it will happen. You will get there.
Okay, I'm gonna, I don't know. I just give it to the Lord, and just pray on it and so forth. And I'm just trying to. That's basically all I'm doing is, like I said, I did want to get on the call today at first. Sometimes my mind tells me, I don't need to, and I said no. And I looked at the clock and I looked at my computer. I didn't get an email, telling me the number. I said, but I went back into to in the emails, on Skype, and I got the number, and I'm gonna put the number somewhere in my book where I don't have to look through Skype. I just have it. I know the calls on Tuesday and Thursday, so.
Let me tell you where you
But
can always find it real easy, real quick. If you'll just go to thewinningteampros.com, it's right there on the front page. In big,
Okay, but
big red
I
letters.
wanna I want to put it somewhere easy I can find it, so.
Well, I keep everything taped up over my desk, up over top of the monitor where I can, if I look up, I see it. I got numbers like that. So,
Yeah.
the information, websites, and so, that's not a bad idea either. It's a good idea to keep it there where you can find it, because I don't trust my memory either. So, sometimes I have to think about, what was, I know the phone number, what was the access code, and I put in 2 or 3. I've actually put it in and sit here, 10 or 15 minutes waiting on somebody, past time for the call to start, and wondering why everybody's gone, nobody's there. And I just closed the phone out and redial back in, and lo and behold, there everybody is. I was in the wrong room. So, it's a good thing to do, but you can always find that information right there on the winning team. That's the main reason I put it there.
Okay, I'm trying to program it on my phone.
That's a good idea too. I've got it all programmed in Skype now. I just click a couple buttons and it takes me there now. But that's why, so that I won't forget. We're glad you made it in here, even with your challenges today. And
I'm
we
glad
do hope-
I made it too.
We do hope that gets better.
Yeah.
All right.
It ain't over till the Lord says it's over.
There you go. Not not until he's through with you.
That's right.
David,
Brought
if
me
you get,
this far, he ain't gonna let me go now. So.
there you go. David, have you got anything else you want to add to the call tonight before we close out?
No.
All righty. Well, I don't think I left anybody out. I don't think I missed anybody. I hope not. If I did, you can let me know about it. But with that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close the call. We've run a few minutes overtime here tonight, but I look forward to seeing everybody back here again on Tuesday night. And of course, you know about the call to Stifle webinars, 10 o'clock tomorrow night and 12 o'clock on Saturday. So with that, I'm going to say good evening and look forward to talking to everybody again later.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike. Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Hi, good night, everybody.
Good night.